Some problems this morning. Thank you all for joining me here on the live this morning. I sincerely appreciate it having a little bit of camera problems. But listen, this morning I want you to stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. When you see this video pop up in your LinkedIn feed or your YouTube feed, stop scrolling. Because I'm getting ready to share with you one of the secrets that changed my career that can change your career as well. So stop scrolling because this is one of the most valuable pieces of advice I can share with you that I share with so many people, but so few ever take me up on it. Because what if I told you this one piece of advice could actually change your career, but can also shortcut your success? That's how serious this piece of advice is going to be this morning. So stay with me because I want to talk to you about how to shortcut your success and how you do that. And I want to share with you the epic fail that so many people make, but also a triumph story of how I found the right person who changed my career. So stay with me, and we're going to talk about the importance of a mentor and finding the right mentor. This is career tip number 47. You're right. We're counting down the top 50 pieces of career advice you need to succeed in any role. Number 47 is the power of finding the right mentor. Now, notice I didn't say any mentor, finding the right mentor. You see, the person who changed my career was I found the right mentor. He's been a mentor for me for, gosh, since 2008. So going on 14, almost 15 years now. If you find the right mentor, that person can change your career. But we so often confuse mentoring with being a transactional, what can they do for me versus investing in a relationship. And I'm going to talk about that epic fail in just a moment of how so many people get that wrong. But first, you're maybe saying, well, Cicely, how do I find that right mentor? Couple of tips here for you to consider. One, seek out someone who has a different perspective from you. So often we gravitate towards people who are like us, who may think like us. They can be in the same industry, don't get me wrong, certainly can have similar experience or a similar career path to what you want to follow, but they have a different perspective. That is so important for you to think about as you're seeking out the right mentor, not just any mentor. Let me also suggest it doesn't have to be someone you know. Now, I get it. That may be very awkward if you're thinking, oh, wait, I'm going to go talk to some stranger. As you interact with people throughout your career, they're going to make an offer to you. Hey, reach out to me. Let's talk. And that's the epic fail I'm going to get to in just a moment because so few people actually take them up on that offer. But it doesn't have to be someone you know. It can be someone that you meet throughout the course of your career that you intentionally want to develop a relationship with because that person, you know, that person can help you in your career. So it doesn't have to be a friend. It doesn't have to be someone you already know. It can be an acquaintance, but you can reach out to them and let them know you'd like to solicit their advice and you'd like them to be your mentor. Now, keep in mind, there is no right or wrong way to establish this relationship. And let me show you what I mean. My mentor in 2008 was a guy who actually interviewed me for my job at Dunkin'. I'd never met him before. Any interview, right? I go in, I talk to him, he interviews me, interview's over, I then go on to interview with the hiring manager, the chief communications officer, and as you all know, the story goes, I got a job at Dunkin'. But it wasn't until a couple of months later that I interacted with the individual again who first interviewed me. His name is Chuck. And it turned out that Dunkin' didn't have an office in Washington yet, so I was housed in Chuck's office for a period of time until we being Dunkin' decided if we wanted to establish an office. I heard Chuck talk in a meeting one day, and I thought, he has a very different perspective than I do. I've never heard someone who talked about politics or business or government the way that he did. So, literally, one day I knocked on his door and I said, hey, I'm Cicely. I'm just down the hall. And he's like, oh, yeah, interview you. Come on in. Let's get to know each other. And we started talking. And over the course of that conversation and the last 14, 15 years, I've said to him, teach me how you think. You strategically connect dots in a way I've never seen before. You can forecast trends and you can actually tell your clients political issues that are going to come 18, 24, 36 months down the road. How do you do that? Teach me how you think strategically. And of course, he was very flattered by the question. But notice I didn't say I want you to be my mentor. I want to know everything you know. Notice I didn't make it about me. I said, teach me how you think. And that set off a friendship and a mentor. And he knows he's my mentor that has been going on for almost, like I said, since 2008, the past 14, 15 years. Chuck has been a mentor for me because I sought someone who had a different perspective. He was not someone I knew, and I didn't treat it as transactional. I actually wanted to invest in the relationship. Those are the three tips you have to know when it's not just finding a mentor, it's finding the right mentor. That is how I found the right mentor. And yes, Chuck actually changed my career. Not only did he teach me how to think strategically, how to serve my role well, but Chuck became a champion for me in multiple jobs that I had thereafter, championing me to get those jobs, telling people they should hire me. He became a cheerleader and a champion that I didn't know I had, but that's where the mentoring relationship developed. So that's why I say if you find the right mentor, they can change your career because Chuck changed mine. I had no idea how to be a lobbyist, how to represent a large multinational corporation like Duncan. But he taught me the ropes and was so generous with his knowledge and the friendship that we've had in the 14, 15 years since, I wouldn't take anything for it. So the power of finding the right mentor can change your career. Now, let me tell you about the epic fail. You'll notice I did not treat the relationship with Chuck as transactional. A mentor is not transactional. This is not what can you do for me today, and then you don't talk to him again. That's not a mentor. That's an acquaintance. That's maybe a colleague. That's maybe somebody you run into. A mentor is a relationship that you invest in. And I cannot stress that enough because the epic fail that I see so many of you make is you don't treat a mentor like a relationship. It's a here today, gone tomorrow. You only reach out when you need something, not that you're investing in a relationship for the long term. And many of you know who watch these videos because you've told me when I speak to groups, I don't care if you're students, if you're new in your career, if you've been in your career for 20 or 30 years. I've done public speaking for 20 years. And when I talk to groups, I always give people my cell number, my email address. I tell them, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to be a mentor to you if you want to be in this legal, political, business, legislative world. But I also tell them, reach out to me now. And then if you need me again in 6 months or a year, feel free to reach out. But let's have that conversation so I can get to know you better and I can understand how I can help you in your career journey. Here's the fail. If there's a group of 10 people that I offer that to, one or two will take me up on it. And I'm not exaggerating. If I'm talking to a group of 20, I might get 3 or 4 people who take me up on that offer. If it's a larger group, sometimes I get 0 people who take me up on that offer. I just spoke to a group of interns last week on Capitol Hill, and I gave them the same offer. One person. One person reached out to me afterwards to say, I'd love to learn more about your experience and get to know you better. One person, just one. The epic fail that you are committing in your career is not only are you not finding the right mentor, you're not seeking a mentor at all. And when you do, you're treating it as transactional. I wish in my career, now obviously I found Chuck in 2008 had been very blessed by his mentorship and friendship. But prior to that, I wish someone would have told me early in my career, here's my cell phone, here's my email, reach out to me. I would have done anything for that kind of relationship to get me started in my career. Yet the epic fail is I make that offer. Very few, if any, ever take me up on it. Folks, if somebody's offering you I don't care where you are in your career, if someone's offering to help you, to champion you, to be a guide along the way, hey, if I can do anything for you, let me know. Take them up on that offer. That person just may be the right mentor for you, not just any mentor, but the right mentor for you. So I know I've gone on, but you can see I'm very passionate about this topic because so many of you want mentors, you want to succeed, but you don't know how. Having the right mentor can change your career for the better. And I'm giving you the tips this morning on how to find that mentor and create that relationship that's not transactional, but is actually a relationship in the long term that will invest in your success and your career to make sure you reach that level of success in your career that you desire. So this morning, take me up on this offer. Watch this video multiple times if you have to, but find the right mentor for you, and you'll find how the power of that mentor will shortcut your success and will skyrocket you with their experience and their knowledge. They'll skyrocket your success in ways you couldn't have done by yourself. Take me up on this offer. Watch these tips. I guarantee you, finding the right mentor will be one of the best moves you'll ever make. Now, I'm counting down the top 50 career tips to help you succeed in any role. And I know we have some folks with us this morning, so I'll jump in just a moment to the comments. But don't forget, I'm counting down the top 50. So you can find the next video here. The playlist for the entire 50 career tips is right here. But don't forget to click on my face and subscribe to this channel because there's a treasure trove of information on this YouTube channel of career tips I've learned throughout my 25 years in business and politics that I'm now offering to you for free on this YouTube channel. So check out these tips and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. For the folks who hung with me this morning in the comments, I just want to make sure people know where to find these amazing tips that I feel like I'm offering and the lessons that I know I've learned that I'm short circuiting for others. Um, and you guys know me. You guys who are here this morning, I can see you know how passionate I get about these topics. So forgive me for getting worked up, but I'm constantly amazed by how many people I give my email and my cell phone number to, and they never ever reach out to me. Blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. So, okay, let's get to this morning's comments. And I'm so grateful. Randy, thanks for being here. Hey, good morning. Uh, Randy, you probably have some good mentoring stories. I would love to hear from you this morning about those. Eileen, good morning. Eileen, we missed you on Monday. Thanks for being here today. Eileen says, you're so right. Your career advice can completely change the trajectory of anyone's life. Well, Eileen, I appreciate that. And Eileen, I know you have some thoughts about finding the right mentor as well. So I would love additional thoughts from you as we're having this conversation this morning. Chris Rivera says, should you approach a potential mentor by offering value or is that too transactional? No, Chris, I don't think that's transactional at all. Now, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by offering value, so feel free to elaborate on that in the comments, and I'm happy to make sure I address that. But I don't think it's, I don't, by offering value, I don't think that it is too transactional. I mean, honestly, had I looked back on my initial conversation with Chuck, I would have said, tell me everything you need to know and I want you to be my mentor. But we let the relationship develop organically. And so it wasn't transactional, but the value that I thought he offered to me was incredible. So let me know what you think. Let me know what expand on the part about offering value. Um oh, Chris says most people ask how do you succeed? Few people ask how do you think? Chris, that is the statement of the morning. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know the power of me asking Chuck, tell me how you think. I didn't understand the power of that, Chris, but I will tell you, in the 14 years, 15 years since I've met Chuck, I have sent countless people to him and I've said, just get on the phone and just let him talk. Look at how he thinks and how he connects dots strategically. And every single person that I have sent to Chuck, he has graciously had a phone call with them, sometime for an hour or two. And they always come back to me and say, that was one of the best recommendations you've given me. That phone call blew me away. Something as simple as tell me how you think opens up a world of possibilities and an amazing conversation, Chris. So I love that you're right. Everybody wants to make it about them and their success, not about teach me my craft. Teach me how to be better. Teach me how you do what you do. We often make it way too transactional, Chris, and I completely agree with that. Randy says people also find the right mentor through various mentoring programs. Absolutely. Randy helps IP professionals find their right mentor. Oh, great. Okay, folks, you got a mentor offer right here this morning. If you're watching this video on replay, if you're scrolling through and you see Randy's comments, she's a mentor and she offers to mentor IP professionals through an organization that she's involved with. And I will tell you, Randy is she's an amazing person. You cannot find a better mentor. So if you're an attorney, IP attorney, I know a few of you are out there because I know a bunch of IP attorneys. Reach out to Randy. You cannot have a better mentor. And she's telling you this in the comments. So this is your opportunity to reach out. Randy also says our mission is to create long-term relationships. That's right, Randy. It's all about the relationship. And that is what so many people get wrong in their careers. We are so, and you guys have heard me talk about this when we did the networking video. We get so transactional. What can you do for me is the absolute wrong mindset to have when you're approaching a potential mentor or just seeking out a different perspective. You may approach someone and not know they're a mentor yet. But if you make it all about you, teach me how to succeed, you're going about it the wrong way. If you're making this transactional where it's a one and done, okay, I had a conversation, now I'm moving on, you might have just missed the best mentor you could have had for your career trajectory. So I completely agree with Chris and Randy and Eileen that it's about the relationship. And Chris Prouty, good morning, Chris. Let me talk about Chris Prouty for a second. I meant to do this in the video and I want to talk about Chris now. Chuck has been my mentor in my career. Now that I'm an entrepreneur and I've started my own business, Chris Prouty is now my mentor in terms of being an entrepreneur and how to actually launch a successful business. This coaching opportunity that I am offering to all of you, for those who are in my coaching program, actually came through Chris. And it came through Eileen introducing me to Chris. So, how's that for a twist of fate? Both of them have been phenomenally instrumental in me starting this coaching business, writing a book, a podcast, all of the things you all see me doing on social media. And what I say about Chris Prouty is Chris not only changed my business, Chris has changed my life. I'm in a different season now as an entrepreneur, as someone who's now running two businesses, a lobbying firm and now a coaching service. If you're an entrepreneur and you're launching your business, maybe you've had your business for a few years, reach out to Chris Prouty. Eileen told me it would be the best decision I would make, and Eileen was spot on when we met maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago on a Zoom call. Eileen and I did not know each other, but she said, "Hey, I got the guy for you," and I was like, "Okay." And I got on the phone and I was like, this is the right mentor for me for where I am in this part of my life now. So if you're looking for a mentor and you're an entrepreneur, Chris Prouty is your guy. You can find him all over the place. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. His YouTube channel is fire. So check him out. Chris Rivera. Okay, thanks, Chris. Thanks for clarifying. Offering value in the form of providing a skill or service they don't have. Oh, absolutely, Chris. I think that's totally fair. Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate, yes, offering value in the form of providing a skill or service they don't have and scheduling some time to talk. Absolutely, Chris. I think that's a very fair way to approach seeking a mentor without it being transactional. Absolutely. Now, when you're providing a skill or service to this person, let the relationship develop organically. Don't just let it be about that skill or service, but intentionally go there with that intent that maybe that's the topic that you use, but then let the relationship develop organically from there. Chris, you know what? He's being modest this morning, and I am going to let me tell you, Chris, you're the one who told me how to do it, my friend. I'm so grateful. Eileen, I only recommend the best to the best. Listen, this conversation, I could have this conversation with you guys every day, all day. See, Randy says it. I absolutely agree with you, Cicely. Chris Prouty is the number one mentor for entrepreneurs. There's no one better. Wow, thank you, counselor. All right, so let me wrap up this morning. Actually, I'm not wrapping up. Let me do a quick shout out here. Randy is your IP attorney mentor, okay? And I love that these folks are here this morning. Eileen is your mentor for finding a job. If you're looking for a job, call Eileen. If you want to talk about the right mindset, abundance mindset, a success mindset, Chris Rivera is your guy. He's all these folks were in the comments this morning, guys. So check them out. And then Chris Prouty is your mentor for entrepreneurs. So you have people here this morning who are weighing in this comment, in this chat, because they know the value of a mentor and they're willing to be mentors themselves. You can't beat the resources and the phenomenal individuals who joined me here this morning for this topic. Reach out to them. The comments are below in this LinkedIn. They're on my YouTube channel. Reach out to them and you will be glad you did. So Eileen, Chris Prouty, Chris Rivera, Randy, all of you, I'm so grateful for you being here this morning. I love the energy of this conversation, that we're all here to help each other be better, get better, and share our knowledge and wisdom. And as Chris Prouty says, it's selfish if you have knowledge and you don't share it. And I quote Chris often on that. So you have a wealth of information here in this video. You have an amazing group of people in the chat this morning who are mentors in their own rights, who are the people you should reach out to depending on which season you are in your life. I cannot stress enough the power of finding the right mentor. Hopefully you saw how Chuck has changed my career, how Chris Prouty has changed my career now as an entrepreneur, and the epic failures, the epic mistakes you have to avoid, the epic mistakes you have to avoid as someone who has seen those mistakes happen so many times. I'm telling you guys, do not make those mistakes. You're making a mistake that could cost you so dearly in your career. So thanks everybody for being here this morning. Look, I'm going to hang out in the chat for a few minutes after this. I'm going to respond to all these folks individually, but I'm going to hang out in the chat because I know so many of you watch, but you don't comment. And so many of you watch on the replay. So I'm going to hang out in the chat for a few minutes and answer questions. I'm available if you want to have a conversation about finding the right mentor. Of course, if I can help you, again, I give my cell number, my email to everybody. If I can be a resource for you, reach out to me as well. I'm happy to have a conversation. You can find me on any of the social channels, send me a message, and let's have the conversation that may change the trajectory of your career as well.